Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the absolute marvels of the savanna and giraffes, the geometric wonders. I mean, think about it for a second. You look out, see a creature with a neck the size of a door, and think, yeah, that's got to be straight out of a zoo gift shop. But as you're going to see, there is way more to them than just that famous silhouette.
Looking at this guy right here, you'd honestly think it was cooked up in an animation studio, right? The ancient Romans actually called them camel leopards because they genuinely thought it was some kind of mythical mashup, which, fun fact, is exactly where their scientific name comes from. But in reality, these animals are heavy-duty feats of biological engineering, just wrapped up in a really cute package.
There's this quote from our source material that I absolutely love, and it hits the nail right on the head. It says, "Giraffes are evolutionary absurdities that somehow work perfectly." And really, think about that. They are practically an evolutionary impossibility. We're talking about an animal that grows up to 18 feet tall, that's almost 6 meters, wandering around with the chill vibe of a librarian, yet managing to survive, thrive, and move with absolute grace. Against all odds, the design just works.
Moving right along to Section 1, meet the geometric wonders. Let's break down the sheer scale of their anatomy.
Now get this, despite rocking a massive 6-foot neck packed with muscle, giraffes actually have the exact same number of neck bones, or cervical vertebrae, as you and me. Just 7, that's it. The catch? Theirs are just stretched out to the absolute max, with each single bone measuring over 10 inches long. Talk about evolution taking a basic blueprint and stretching it to the absolute limit.
All right, Section 2, engineering the impossible. Let's take a look at their sky-high mechanics.
So, to fight gravity and literally push blood straight up a 6-foot vertical climb to the brain, a giraffe's cardiovascular system has to generate nearly double the blood pressure of a normal human. We are talking industrial-strength plumbing here.
And the engine driving all that? It's a massive, heavy-duty, 25-pound heart. Seriously, 25 pounds or about 11 kilos. That is the largest heart of any land mammal out there.
But here's the thing. Having all that pressure creates a really dangerous situation anytime a giraffe bends down. Without a built-in safety net, bending over would cause a catastrophic, high-pressure rush of blood straight to the brain. So to keep from passing out, or worse, they've evolved these specialized brain valves and innovative blood vessels in their necks. They basically act like a biological dam to perfectly control the blood flow and stop it from pooling. It is absolutely genius.
And nature doesn't mess around. This extreme biology kicks in literally on day 1. After a 14 to 15-month gestation, giraffe moms actually give birth standing up, which means a newborn's very first life experience is a staggering 6-foot drop straight to the ground. Sounds crazy, right? But that drop actually snaps the umbilical cord and shocks the baby into taking its first breath. And within just an hour, that 150-pound calf is already up and standing on its own.
Up next, Section 3, Savanna Life and Habits. Let's see what a day in the life actually looks like.
As highly specialized herbivores, these guys spend most of their day just eating. And to do that, they use these crazy long 18 to 20-inch prehensile tongues. Notice how dark it is? It's this distinct bluish-purple color. Researchers actually think this acts like a natural sunblock so they don't get a sunburned tongue while feeding all day. They use those tough tongues and thick lips to strip up to 75 pounds of leaves off thorny acacia trees every single day.
Amazingly, they get most of their hydration straight from the moisture inside those plants, which means they only actually need to drink liquid water once every few days. And honestly, that is a huge relief for them. Why? Because bending into this super awkward wide-legged stance just to take a sip makes them sitting ducks for predators like lions and crocodiles. When they're bent over like this, it's really hard to use their primary defense, which is a devastating kick. So they limit their time at the watering hole as much as they possibly can.
All right, on to Section 4, a species in decline. We need to look at some of the harsh, real-world threats they're facing.
The numbers from our sources are pretty stark, to be honest. Driven by a mix of habitat loss from farming in cities, human-wildlife conflict, and illegal poaching, wild giraffe populations have tragically plummeted. We're looking at a 40% decline in just the last 25 years. It's this quiet crisis playing out right in front of us. Because of this steep drop, they're now officially listed as a vulnerable species on the IUCN Red List. To put that into perspective, at the turn of the century, we had over 140,000 giraffes. Today, only about 80 to 90,000 are left wandering the wild. It's a massive wake-up call that even the biggest animals on Earth need our protection.
Finally, let's wrap things up with Section 5, 4 frequently asked questions. Time for some trivia.
Question 1. With all that standing around, we just learned they even give birth standing up. Do giraffes ever actually get any sleep? And if so, how?
You're probably not going to believe this, but they are extreme sleep minimalists. They have some of the shortest sleep needs of any mammal out there, needing only 30 minutes to 2 hours of sleep a day. And they almost never take it all at once. They usually just catch these tiny 5-minute power naps, sometimes even while they're standing.
Question 2. We almost never hear them make a sound at the zoo or on nature shows. So, are giraffes just completely silent?
Far from it. For the longest time, scientists actually thought they were totally silent. But researchers recently discovered they communicate using low-frequency infrasonic sounds that are mostly below what human ears can even pick up. Even cooler, they've been recorded humming beautifully to each other under the cover of night. It's like this secret twilight language.
Moving to question 3. We hear a lot about animal patterns. Is it true that giraffes have their own special version of fingerprints?
Yes, exactly right. Just like human fingerprints, no two giraffes have the exact same spot pattern. Every single one is completely unique. And these gorgeous patterns do way more than just identify who's who. They provide excellent camouflage in the savanna, and they even act as a complex cooling system to help with thermoregulation, since giraffes don't really have functional sweat glands.
And our final question. We know they're huge, we know they have a kick that can take down a lion, but how fast can such a massive, seemingly awkward animal actually run when it's in danger?
They can reach blistering speeds of up to 35 miles an hour in short bursts. Compare that to your average human sprint of about 15 miles per hour. Despite their odd proportions, moving both legs on one side of their body at the exact same time, they are truly incredible athletes. So, knowing how perfectly adapted yet incredibly vulnerable these evolutionary absurdities really are, what can we do to ensure they don't disappear from our world forever? Think on that for a bit. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning and stay curious.